evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from William Rose. This is Cedar Street Bourbon, coming in at a 55% ABV. No official age statement on the bottle, but as bourbons go, we know it's at least 2 years old. Now, full disclosure, this bottle was given to me for review purposes. I actually got to go visit the distillery and meet the owner, and had a great time down there, but just want to let you all know that. Now, William Rose is actually the distillery side to Hopwood Wines, which has been pretty well recognized in the wine world, and they decided to jump over into the spirits industry. And they've got a huge project going on here in Indiana of a big expansion and getting really heavy in the spirits industry. The name Cedar Street actually comes from the road that the distillery is currently located on in Zionsville, Indiana, which is Cedar Street. And again, this is their bourbon, and we do know it's comprised of both wheat and corn, and this is actually their single barrel on it. So as always, we're trying it two different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add a drop of water, see how it changes up. But yeah, as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button, check out the channel, hang around for a bit, pour yourself something lovely. And also, if you're interested in picking up any bottles that you're going to see from William Rose, which I'm going to be doing their whole lineup at some point, their link will be down in the description below to check out their website. And you can also find it at Total Wine, specifically here in Indiana at the current moment. But yeah, after visiting Ron for a little bit, got to chat with him, had a wonderful learning experience for me. He sent me home with this one and one other bottle, and I did end up purchasing the other ones because, at least on site, it was a beautiful experience, and had my wife try these as well, and so far it's been really cool. And, you know, you just look at that color, very golden, a little pale. Gorgeous color, though, especially for at least a 2-year-old bourbon. Looking good here. So, let's go for notes. So right away, you get this beautiful apple going on. You'll get that bit of spice going on in here too, almost like cedar. And I've had whiskeys done in cedar casks, so it does resemble that nose pretty close on that. You do get a bit of that corn mustiness on there, which isn't bad. But that wheat is softening things. But I love the apple sweetness coming across. And you almost get a little wisp of a smokiness going too. But I love the spiciness with that cedar note coming through on there. And just being that it's single barreled, you're really honing in that to be perfect. You know, with blending, you know, you can make that perfect. But with a single barrel, you had to smell this and go, this has got to be our Cedar Street. And exactly, because that's what you get. It's not super complex past that, but that's okay. Because you're getting that beautiful, beautiful bourbon notes. You're getting a bit of oak, getting that bit of vanilla sweetness, a little bit of apple sweetness in here as well. Nice, well-rounded spiciness, but that wheat is softening things out, leaving you with that beautiful light cedar and a little wisp of a smoky element going on too. And being that they're all doing everything in-house, that's awesome to see, especially here in Indiana. And as you keep going back in, the spices, you kind of get a bit of cinnamon, a bit of clove, almost like it's just got that, it's teetering towards like that baking spices kind of element to it, but not quite there. Just little specks of those kind of going on at the moment. All right, let's go for taste. I love this palate. It coats so well. It's got a beautiful spice from beginning to middle to end. You get that cinnamon and clove, little wisp of smokiness going on there. Oh, that's so good. Even the whole mouthfeel on it. It's high ABV, 55%. So you're getting these beautiful lingering effects from that. But not like a strong ABV flavor, but just a strong warmth from it. The cedar comes through so well. And personally, I've had Kamiki, which done up, it's done up in cedar casks. That is such a unique flavor that once you've tasted it, you know what you're going for. And how they bring that across in here, I don't know. Especially being that this is a single barrel, so being that it's not blended up to make this. Right from the get-go, you get the beautiful cedar and oak. Nice wood impact. Bit of the apple sweetness is showing up. And then right from the beginning to middle to end, getting these beautiful spices of cinnamon and clove, and then just this, here in the finish, this light wisp of a smokiness to it. And it does go a little dry, but I appreciate that because it almost dries itself out, but leaves you with all the flavor of the spices going on. That little smokiness isn't quite like an Isla or an American peated or anything like that. Just a nice wisp of a smoky quality going on there. It's so good. The apple is definitely bringing out that little bit of sweetness that your body is wanting in this. And that bit of wheat in there is helping soften out some of those corn notes, because you really don't get much of the corn taste at all on this one. It is so good. All right, let's try with a bit of water, see what changes up. But yeah, as I mentioned before, if you're interested in picking yourself up a bottle on this, definitely check out their website, which will be linked down below. And if you're in Indiana, you can actually stop at Total Wine around Indianapolis areas and pick yourself up a bottle from there as well. But they do have some that are in distribution and some that are distillery exclusive, so keep that in mind. And again, as I said, hang around because I will be doing their full lineup. I went out and bought their other bottles. All right, let's see what the water does. Ooh. So it goes a little bit of what I call the craft note. For me, craft whiskey can kind of have this antique furniture with that little bit of like varnish on it. If you've ever been to a nice antique store and you walk into their furniture section where you find like an old table, it just has this smell of age, but it's been well kept. So right from the get-go, you're getting that. The spice is still showing up, but not quite as cedar spice anymore. You're still getting a little bit of that, but it's definitely not as heavy-handed as the neat version. It goes a little sweeter with the apple, but not overly sweet. Still no ABV on the nose either, which is really surprising. But I love that it's still able to carry that cedar note, especially because it's in the name. So, let's go for taste. Cedar just still shows up on the taste. This is the first time I've done it with the water. Oh, that's so good. The craft note, that wood varnish, antique furniture is showing up on the taste a little bit, which is great. I do enjoy it. And the bit of spiciness is kind of not been as pinpoint as clove, cinnamon. It kind of goes more well-rounded in those notes. You're still getting that bit of smokiness too, which is very much appreciated because normally adding water to anything that has a smoky element to it usually washes it away. Still has a decent mouthfeel to it. Doesn't coat quite as much, which is expected, especially because the neat version coated so well. That bit of water kind of broke up those oils a bit, but still lingers on the palate very well. Still has a little bit of that dry element in there that I do enjoy. It does go a little quicker in the finishing process, which is normal. But overall, this is a great experimental whiskey that you can add a little water to it, put it on ice, do what you want to do with it, and it's not going to lose out on its characteristics of what makes Cedar Street Cedar Street. All right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. At the distillery itself, it's usually about $50. If you go to Total Wine in the area, it's like $42. Honestly, look, it's 55% ABV. It's a single barrel bourbon. It's made in-house. The flavor profile they're bringing across in this is well-deserved the $50. In my opinion, I would pay up to $60 for this bottle. I've had a lot of whiskey, especially here from Indiana and from craft distilleries. What they're doing with this bottle is 100% amazing. It needs to be celebrated. If you're in the area of Zionsville, 100% stop by and see Ron. Let him know I sent you, because I want this to be known. This is a craft distillery here in Indiana that is doing phenomenal things for, in my opinion, you could charge twice, not quite twice as much. I wouldn't pay $100 for this, but you could definitely charge $60 to $65 for this, and I would probably be going, yeah, that's a $60 bourbon. I had no arguments there. But for $40 to $50, this is a steal in my opinion, and 100% worth picking up rather from Total Wine or from the distillery itself. Either way, definitely gets a big thumbs up in my book. So yeah, there you have it, folks. William Rose Cedar Street Bourbon. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirit I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.